The charity was commenced in 1985 by Alison Kay, who's now deceased, but she's the lady that inspired us all to get involved with people that are disconnected and lonely, which is a major issue even today, 25 years on. We've still got the same problem, irrespective of what government attempts to do. The reason why People's Kitchen exists is because we're a safety net, and during the evenings and at vulnerable times when all the other agencies are closed, we're open, providing food, friendship and clothing to something like about 650 people a week.
Well, it's amazement really that this is going on our doorstep, that there are so many people who are homeless and who have a need for a place like the People's Kitchen. But also it actually seems to be a very happy place. The service users I've met are happy, they've made friends, they're not just coming for a hot meal, they're coming to see their friends, and that's really nice. And I think it's an incredible place. I think the people are doing a wonderful job, all volunteering. But it's also, I suppose, an overriding sadness that in the 21st century we have such a need for this in the North East.
I'm going to Greggs this morning now to pick the food up. They've been doing it for a lot of years and there's never any problem with it. It's very good of them. The van goes up every morning with different drivers every morning. We appreciate how much you give to the kitchen, and the amount of stuff that we get over the years has been fantastic. You know.
Oh, you're always welcome to it, you know that. You know what I mean? We do our best for you.
Well, I don't suppose it would survive very long without it. They don't just get the pies and pasties, they get the bread as well to make the sandwiches for them.
I was living in Solihull Crescent at the time in a flat. And very hard to find ends because I was unemployed and everything. Basically, just getting drunk was what money I had at the time. Trying to make ends meet, trying to pay bills, and it just never worked on 80 quid a week. Sometimes I felt like suicidal, but I eventually just heard, oh, I've just got to get on with things. Then I heard about Alison Kay and a kitchen actually was starting up. So I went across and had a look. And basically, when I saw what she was doing, with just a couple of flasks and everything, and now we're seeing all this. Now, years later, I admired the spirit for what she was doing.
My name's Marion Bayfield and I look after the clothes upstairs. My title is Clothes Coordinator, which sounds very posh, but not really. We get a selection of clothes in from the general public. Sometimes we put an appeal out if we're short of something in particular. Winter time, it's usually blankets, sleeping bags, hats, gloves, that kind of things. You know, the things that, you know, we take for granted every day that we need. If somebody's sleeping rough on the streets, they could be soaking wet, they could come in and then they might need everything from underwear, shoes, socks, to outer clothing, to bedding, to sleeping bags. Without the public, there would be a lot of things we couldn't do in here. Without the money that we get from the donations we get, without the schools, you know, the harvest from the schools, that all comes in. If we didn't have all that, we couldn't make the meals.
We help the People's Kitchen! Look at this kind of bag! Let's just live on this. Multiple kitchens! Well, wait, I got this.
Tomato soup. Sometimes they have two to choose from. Custard.
Oh.
I'll tell you a funny story about custard.
We bought some food for the People's Kitchen so people that live outside can have some warm, tasty food.
It wouldn't be that nice because you wouldn't have anyone to snuggle into and none beds to be comfy in. You haven't got any baths to get washed in. And
it's not fair on them. It's sad. Sad. Now I'd really like to volunteer when I'm older. We usually just have a special assembly to help them and we bring loads of food in.
Out of season, she started to answer the need with a vision of kindness and dignity for those on the street. And she said, whoa, we're not here to see through each other. Each other through. Now the work goes on to build upon time so freely given. Those volunteers over so many years, bringing some restoration.
I think it's great. I think it's great because there's a lot of homeless people who need this kitchen.
It's good because a lot of people can't get but a meal and then they come here so they get food.
It's like pasta and vegetables and everything you need to keep your immune system going and everything like that.
We are here to see each other through.
If this wasn't here, a lot of people would be starved and would have nowhere to go. There's nowhere, especially for winter and things like that. It is a lifesaver.
It is. Feeding the hungry and those excluded with nowhere to go. Unconditional love.
Alison Kay was lovely, and the people she thought about was the people on the street. It was through her that Greg's sort of intervened and gave us all the stuff. She had a one-bedroom flat. We used to make all the porridge in it, boil all the water, make the soup, go back, wash the dishes. She was dedicated to the people on the street. Anybody that had a problem, even when she was in the house, people used to ring her from far and wide if they needed somebody to talk to. When her son died, that night when we got down to Dean Street, all the lads were standing waiting to give her a hug and everything, you know. The van will come down about 9 o'clock, and on the van they've got hot soup, they've got bolognese, hot pasties, and cakes to finish up with. So the van will come down and start down there, and they'll put the front down. It's a proper catering van. And a lot of people find it easier being out on the street rather than being in a restricted area such as the centre. And out on the street it's open, you know, and you can have a conversation with them. If they don't want to stay, they can go. There's a lot of wonderful people out here on the street. And there's various reasons why people are on the street, you know. And people come from all walks of life. It can be broken marriages, it can be problems with drugs, it can be problems with alcohol, it can be mental health problems.
Do you like them? I thought you might. Well, wait a minute, because all the stuff you asked for is in there. I'll not pull them out.
What have you been up to?
Not much really, you know.
Just come with freezing cold weather and give us loads of food and that, innit? You know what I mean? Give us clothing,
That's the good side about it, aye.
We both met at the People's Kitchen roughly about 18 to 20 years ago. And Sue and her mum and Katie used to serve behind the table at Dean Street, underneath the arches. And they used to do the teas and the coffees and the pasties and so forth. And whenever they were short-handed, I used to come and help.
Yeah.
So that's how we really met, wasn't it?
That's how we met.
We're just coming up to Christmas now, winter's upon us, and many of these people, many are in accommodation, but a lot aren't. We actually do turn people around, where people, through the People's Kitchen, giving them a safety net, providing a consistency and a friendly face, have inspired them to do things greater than they would believe they're capable of doing themselves.
Of life on the street. And she said, whoa, whoa, we're not here to see through each other.
Thank you for coming down. Enjoy your time with the People's Kitchen and all the volunteers. Merry Christmas, everybody.
So I found friendship and support and warm volunteers who are very supportive and very pleasant, and become my friends really. Basically the very basic needs of keeping body and soul together, keep getting us fed well, and we get very good meals by the way, clothes, and just the kind of camaraderie that goes with other people. But I mean, you know, I know it's a bit of a cliche, the word lifeline, but you know, it certainly has, I would say that in my case, that it has been a lifeline really.
Merry Christmas. Christmas Day down in the old Eldon Square. We've been coming here for many years, and we're getting people that can walk here because there's no public transport, and they're coming through today just to have some food and a chat. People come because they want the company. People are lonely.
Have one of these nice ones.
And so it's a good occasion, and it's good to be involved, and we're grateful for all the volunteers that come out on Christmas and give their time.
We are here to see each other.